everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for being here today. I'm coming to you today from my floor. Don't ask questions. Also, before anyone points it out, before anyone wants to leave me a sassy comment, I know, okay, my hair, as I said in my last video, it was red, and now it's not red because all the red came out, and it was my oopsie dyeing my hair red right before we went into lockdown because now I can't get it fixed. So I'm stuck with this, okay? And we're just stuck with it. It's Halloween vibes. I know it's very brassy, I know. Would you like to say hello? But guys, I'm super excited for today's video, and I know I always say that. I know I'm always like, I'm so excited for today's video. But I am actually really excited about this one because it is something that I think will help a lot of people, or at least something that a lot of people deal with and not a lot of people talk about. So I know you read the title. Today we're going to be talking about unsupportive friends and family, or people who deliberately try to sabotage your success in any facet of life. I mean, there are people like this who do this regardless of what your goals are, but obviously I am going to be focusing on weight loss because this is a weight loss channel. I have talked about this very briefly like 2 years ago, but I've never done an entire video of it. I consider myself to be very lucky because I didn't actually have to deal with any of these people at the beginning of my weight loss journey. I did deal with a couple people after I lost weight, but we'll get into that. But since I never really dealt with it personally, I never really thought to make a video on it, but I do know this is an issue a lot of people deal with, and I do know a lot of people who have dealt with people like this. So I'm just going to give you guys kind of my advice on the situation and on these types of things, kind of how I would deal with it if it did happen to me. Because I think it's important. I think it's really hard for a lot of people when their family and friends are very obviously trying to sabotage something that makes them happy, or something. Leo's playing with his bone. Or they try to sabotage something that will make you feel better about yourself. It's pretty shitty. So I'm just excited to be here to talk to you guys about it. And as always, I'm super excited to read your comments. This is definitely a video, guys, where I really recommend you leave comments. I mean, obviously I always recommend it because it helps my channel, but this has nothing to do with my channel. I just think you guys writing your experiences about these things are really going to help other people, because these are the type of things that make people feel alone, isolated, when they can't get any support from their friends or family. So please write your experiences down below. If you see someone struggling, respond to them, you know, hype them up. We're all in this together. We're in this together. But before we get into the discussion, I wanted to give a very big thank you to this video sponsor, Care Of. So you guys know I have worked with Care Of quite a bit. If you are unfamiliar with Care Of, they are a vitamin delivery service. So they are a service that makes vitamins super accessible. You order them online and they ship right to your door. And as someone who didn't track their vitamin intake during their weight loss, I highly recommend it, just because you never know what vitamins you're missing. You never know what you're accidentally cutting out while you're in a caloric deficit. Care Of is super cool. Basically, all you do is go into their website and fill out a super quick quiz where they get to know you. They get to know what your goals are, what your health is like, and then they actually use those answers and that input to formulate a list of vitamins they suggest for you. If for whatever reason those vitamins aren't what you want, you can go into the website and pick your own. You can add things to your order. You can remove them. It is super easy, super accessible. So I'm just going to show you guys what Care Of sent me this month. So first things first, they do send you this little sheet with every order, and this just goes over everything you got in your package. So I really love how personalized Care Of is. So you see it even says my name here. And then it gives me the whole list of every vitamin that I have, every vitamin that I'm going to be supplementing. For those of you who are wondering what I got, I get turmeric, vitamin D, vegan vitamin D, calcium plus, iron, veggie omega, probiotic blend, again for my stomach, vitamin B12 and zinc. And if you've never seen how Care Of vitamins are packaged, it is super cool. It comes in this little dispenser, and every single day you just pull out your little package and it has all of your little vitamins in there. And there's also a quote on every single one. So this one says, "Hi Jordan, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." Oh, I love that. And it's pretty simple, guys. Every day you basically just open your package. It's all in one spot, super convenient, super accessible. And these little packages that your vitamins come in are actually compostable, so eco-friendly as well. And then finally, I got these Care Of extra batteries. But yeah, guys, so if you are interested in trying Care Of and getting your vitamins shipped right to your door, you can actually use my code Jordan50 for 50% off your first order. But thank you so much, Care Of, for sponsoring this video. And now let's get on with the chitty chat talk. Are you an angry puppy? Who are you growling at? Who are you growling at? Jesus. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm going to be mainly focusing on weight loss in this video. However, I feel like this applies to anything in the fitness realm. Leo, no barks. I don't know why he's growling. I feel like this applies to anything really in fitness. It doesn't necessarily have to be weight loss, and it definitely doesn't have to only be fitness. Like this applies to everything in life. There will always be people who do not want you to do certain things. But today I really want to focus on the people who discourage you to lose weight. So a better word for it is a sabotager, someone who wants to sabotage you. I actually don't think sabotager is the right word. I think it's like a French word. Like you're supposed to pronounce it with like a French accent, but I'm not even gonna try, okay? I'm saying sabotager, which I know is not a real word. I don't need any sass in the comments like last time. But we will be talking about people who try to sabotage your efforts. So what I'm talking about is when a lot of us decide we want to lose weight, or we want to become more toned, or we want to change our body, we are often greeted with with mixed reactions from the people who are close with us. Sometimes, and hopefully, they are very supportive and they're like, hell yes, like I support you 100%. I want the best for you, whatever. They want to support you in whatever you want your life to turn out to be. But then of course, there are often people, and not all the time, but there are sometimes people who do not show the support that you were expecting, or do not show support at all. Or maybe even they support you really strongly in the beginning, but then once they see you actually implementing changes and they see changes occurring in your body, then they stop the support. So right off the bat, I want to know, because I think it's really important, that a lot of the time, people who push back on your goals aren't necessarily being malicious about it, and I think that's super important to remember. If you find a friend isn't being super supportive, instead of jumping to the conclusion that like they want to see you fail, I think it's important to ask yourself a couple questions. You know, over the past few years, we've seen an explosion in, anti-diet culture rhetoric, which I obviously agree with a lot, right? You guys know I do not like restrictive dieting. I'm not a big fan. It fucked me over for years and I don't recommend it. So in that regard, I do understand why some friends might push back a little bit. So those are not the people I'm talking about in this video, and I think it's really important for you to identify if that's the type of person who's pushing back on you, because I don't consider that person a sabotager. I just consider them concerned. And if you sit down with them and you tell them, hey, like, I just want to live healthier, I'm going to do this in the healthiest way I can, they should be supportive. And I mean, if they're not supportive, then yeah, they're a little sus, I'm like, I don't trust them. There are also what I call like silent sabotagers. Again, these are not the people who like want to see you fail. When I talk about a sabotager, I'm talking about someone who literally puts effort into making sure you do not succeed. We'll get more into that. But what I mean by like silent sabotagers are people who are sabotaging you but don't realize they're sabotaging you, like people who don't actually realize that their actions are hurting you. A good example is like your spouse, right? Like say your spouse is the one who does grocery shopping and they know you just absolutely love this like Ben & Jerry's type of ice cream, and they know that you said you're on a diet, but they also know that like you get stressed and they want to make sure when you're stressed that you have something to like unwind with or whatever, so like pick it up anyway and bring it home. That person did not do that because they want to see you fail. That person did that because they thought that was an act of kindness, right? So that's what I mean by like silent sabotager is like, yes, they're sabotaging your progress because they're bringing something into the house that you didn't want, but I don't think it was necessarily malicious. What? Sorry, I was too pale. To them, they were just doing something nice for you, and to you, they did something nice, but now it has compromised your progress because you can't be in the house with sweets or whatever. And if that's the case that you're going through, again, I just really recommend sitting them down and being like, hey, like, I love you, I appreciate all that you want to do for me, but like for now, I just don't want the stuff in the house. I need to learn to find other ways to cope with my stress. I need to learn, to eat healthier, and just kind of go over that conversation with them. Because if they really do genuinely care about you, hearing that out of your mouth, they'll be like, okay, done. Like, I'm not going to do that anymore, and I'm sorry, and I just thought I was doing like what you wanted, blah, blah, blah. So again, those are not the people I'm talking about. The people I am talking about are the ones who are very vocal about your decision. So what I mean is, say that you tell your friends you want to lose weight. The sabotagers are people who try to discourage you with anything, mostly their words. So for example, they might discourage you right away. They might say, no, that's not for you. No, I don't think you should do that. No, like you don't need to do that. That's stupid. Like your idea is stupid. Your plan to lose weight is stupid. You're gonna fail. Like you've tried this 5,000 times and you're gonna fail. So you might not even try. You might not as well even try. Or they say shit like, I like you this way. Like I wouldn't like you if you were skinny. Like you're funny, you're fat and you're funny. Like they just say all of these things to try to convince you out of what your goals are. A lot of people who grew up with narcissistic parents or siblings will be very familiar with this type of language. Another big form of sabotage, which is kind of masked and you might not realize is a form of sabotage, is when your friends start judging you or getting mad at you for being different than you were. So this is something I struggled with. A good example is if your friends start saying shit to you like, you used to be so fun, you're not fun anymore. And they'll really nail it home and they'll make you feel bad for it. And after saying something like that, they'll be like, let's go clubbing. Let's go back to our old routine of going to Denny's at 3 a.m. every morning, because that's when you are fun. That's when I liked you. Like, suddenly, if you have a friend who you never really hung out with that much, but all of a sudden, like, they heard that you're trying to lose weight and now they want to invite you to every fucking thing under the sun. They want to invite you to the club. They want to invite you to your family cookout because they just literally cannot deal with the fact that you want to lose weight. And in addition to the people who are very vocal about not wanting you to succeed, are the people who just silently don't support you. And while I don't necessarily think that is like directly sabotage, because obviously they're not saying anything to you or presenting you with food or anything like that, I do think they know the mental toll it is having on you. What I mean by this is, like, say you want to lose weight and you start posting about your lifestyle change on social media, and say you had a friend who, before you announced this, they would hype up every single post, they would comment, like, love all of your content, and all of a sudden now they are radio silent. They are nowhere to be seen. They don't like anything. They don't comment on anything. They do not support you anymore. That is another what I would consider type of sabotage. They are withholding positive affirmations and positive feelings towards you in hopes that you're gonna stop doing what you're doing. So weight is a tricky subject. It has always been a tricky subject, and it will always be a tricky subject. It is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. Unfortunately, we live in a society where a lot of our value is directly attached to our weight, and therefore thinner people are seen by a lot of people to have more value. And because of that, when people decide to lose weight, a lot of friends get threatened, or a lot of family members get threatened, because they know that their friend or their family member is no longer going to be in the same boat as them. They know that their friend is probably one day going to be thinner than them, and they've been conditioned, just like the rest of society, to think that that makes their friend more valuable than them, and that is threatening to them. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense here, so I'm just going to use an example to illustrate this point. And as always, I'm going to throw myself under the bus, because I have examples of everything in my life. Apparently I've been through some shit. But for this example, we're throwing it back to 2015. So as a lot of you know, I started losing weight in 2016. But in 2015, I actually had a really good friend. Her name is Kara. She's still one of my best friends. She started losing weight in 2015. So growing up with Kara, we were, like, Kara was like my only big friend. Like, we were the two big girls, you know? And I think we really connected because of that, because we were both big. We had similar struggles. And I just felt very close to her because she was big. And because I was big. But in 2015, Kara actually started her weight loss journey. So she started losing weight before I did. And I just remember, like, not liking it. And like I said, I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. I don't care. Like, I can admit that when I was bigger, I was a very insecure and jealous person. And that's kind of what I went through at that time. I would have never, like, I love my friends, right? Like, I would have never outwardly tried to sabotage them. I would have never said anything negative to Kara. I would never even want her to know that her losing weight was bothering me. So, like, she never knew any of that through that, and I never would have said anything. But the reason I bring it up is because I've been on the other side, right? I've been on the jealous side. So I can tell you guys exactly what I was feeling. And what I was feeling was insecure. I was feeling threatened, and I was feeling not good enough. I did not like that my one other bigger friend was now thin. It did not, no. I did not like that. It made me feel bad about myself, and it made me project a lot. But I'm glad to have gone through that, right? Because now I can tell you the only reason I felt like that was because of my own insecurities. And this is a point I really want to push. I really want you guys to understand. If someone is being jealous towards you, if someone is being mean-spirited, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. What is happening is your friend or your family member feels threatened by what you are doing with your life. But at the end of the day, you live your life for you just like they live their life for them. And it is not your problem if your lifestyle change is bothering them, because it's your life and you're allowed to do whatever you want with your life. I know the mindset people have to be in to sabotage someone, because I've been there. And like I said, I never did, but I've been there. Like, I know what it feels like. And the people who are sabotaging you, the people who are discouraging you, are simply projecting. They view you, or they view what you're doing as what they want, but since you're doing it and they're not, it makes them insecure. And like I said, I'm not talking about everyone. Like, I've already gone over the people who are actually, you know, genuinely concerned. I've talked about the people who actually really love you and they just don't know what you want from them. I'm talking about the people who, like, know what they're doing, you know? Like, they know what the fuck they're doing. They know they are discouraging you, and they are doing so in hopes that you give up. When a lot of people are jealous, they lash out. They lash out because something you are doing is making them feel negative about themselves. And instead of being able to sit there and kind of have the emotional intelligence to be like, why am I feeling negative right now? They do the first thing that comes to mind, which is I'm sad because that person is changing their life. So therefore, I'm gonna be mad at that person. But what they should really be doing, and again, this is not me talking shit, this is me, like this was me. What they should be doing and what I had to do was sit down and be like, why is this threatening? Like, why is Kara's weight loss threatening to me? Because that's her life. Like, it should not be threatening to me. And the conclusion I came to was just, I was unhappy. I was unhappy in my body, and it made me upset to see Kara changing hers to be what I wanted to be. So it's just super important to remember that, guys. Like, if anyone is being mean to you, if anyone is being, like, they seem jealous or hateful towards you, you just have to remember to stay in your own lane. It is not your problem. So like I was saying, I don't think I've ever dealt with like like none of my friends tried to sabotage me, you know, all my friends were fucking great, but I have dealt with the comments, you know, the comments here and there from people who I'm not necessarily close to, but still feel like they want to comment on what I was doing with my body. So the best example, and anyone who has lost weight has probably heard this one, so frustrating, and that is someone coming up to you as you're losing weight saying, you're getting too skinny. You're getting too skinny. You're getting too skinny. And like I said, there is an exception for everything. Sometimes people are getting too skinny. Sometimes people don't know when to stop losing weight, and it is a problem. You know, it is very easy for people who struggle with food to go from, like, say, food addiction to anorexia. You know, it's very easy to jump ship on eating disorders, unfortunately, but that's not who I'm talking about. You know, I'm not talking about people who are actually dealing with health issues. I'm talking about myself, and I've never been close to too skinny. If you didn't know, I'm 175 pounds, but as I was losing weight, that's a comment I started to get a lot. You're getting too skinny. You should stop. You're getting too skinny. I've also received, you looked healthier before you lost weight, which like that's a stretch. Like, someone, I feel that's a comment from someone who knew that my motivation was my health, that knew the reason I wanted to lose weight was to be healthy, and they tried to use it against me, which, by the way, was absolute fucking bullshit. You cannot convince me, no matter how hard you try, that I was healthier over 300 pounds than I am now. I could not walk up a flight of stairs. So if people are giving you these comments in one ear out the other, I know it's hard, but like, you really gotta learn to tune them out because they are just talking in circles. I got a really booby shirt on, guys, and I think it's really nice, but like, why can't my boobs just sit up here all the time, you know? Like, why can't I have fake ass looking titties? I had to get implants if I wanted titties like this, but I didn't want implants, so no, I got. If you sense, or if you know that someone is purposely trying to sabotage you, you know, they're like, let's go hang out at the mall, and on the way to the mall, they're like, psych, we're going to fucking Chick-fil-A and we're gonna get all this food first, when they knew you didn't want that. Or if, you know, they start dropping off food at your door. I've heard this too. People who, like, their friends have never baked them anything, and then all of a sudden when they start losing weight, they're like pro chefs and they're like bringing over baked goods every day. Like, that type of shit. Like, those type of people, you know, the people who genuinely you feel like want you to fail. My best advice for that, and like, this might be my age speaking because I would have never said this when I was dealing with it at 22 years old, but now at 27, like, if someone was very obviously against me being healthier and very obviously against me like enriching my life, I'd fucking cut him out. I'd be like, done, like, bye. But like I said, that would have been a lot harder for me at 22. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. And like I said, my family was supportive. I know it's way, way harder to drop family members and friends. I know they're your family. So I completely understand that's not great advice for everyone who's like, say it's your mom who's sabotaging you. Like, I would never be like, just never fucking talk to your mom again. Like, what the hell? But what I will say is you need to take the same course of action. You need to sit them down. And I know it is very uncomfortable. I know it's super uncomfortable to, you know, approach someone and to be like, hey, I feel like you are sabotaging me. I know that is not easy, but that's something you have to do. You don't even have to say it that overtly. Like, you don't have to be like, you're sabotaging me. You just have to be like, hey, like, this is really important to me and I just need this from you, and I need you to stop doing this in order for me to be successful at this, because right now you are the reason I'm not successful. And, you know, hopefully them hearing that and them knowing that they're the reason why you're not living the life you want to live, hopefully that makes them step back. You know, hopefully they're like, okay, I'm overstepping here. But there's going to be a lot of people who are not going to do that. There are going to be people who push back on you. There are going to be people who say, I just care about you, and kind of gaslight you and victimize themselves and make you look like the bad person. And if that's the case, if that's what you're experiencing, my best advice is to just keep your head down and keep going. Continue doing what you're doing without telling anyone anything about it. Start buying your own food. Start making your own food. If they start making comments, which they probably will, offhanded, mean comments, keep your head down. Ignore them. In one ear, out the other. The best thing you can do for yourself, and the best way you can get revenge on anyone who has ever been mean to you, or anyone who has discouraged you, is to just be successful. Another thing you could try, which might actually work depending on, you know, who the person is, a lot of the time, like just thinking back to how I felt when my friend was losing weight, it makes me wonder, like, what would have I done if she had just asked, like, hey, like, want to lose weight with me? You know, like, hey, why don't you join me? Like, I feel like my jealousy would not exist anymore, because it would be like, oh yeah, let's do this together. Like, all of a sudden this isn't Kara succeeding and me failing, and it's us succeeding together. So if you are comfortable, maybe if someone's pushing back, just be like, hey, like, do you want to join me? Because you are more than welcome to join me. You are more than welcome to lose weight with me. You are more than welcome to, you know, have a lifestyle change with me, because you never know, maybe they just wish they were you. Maybe they just wish they had the skill or the knowledge that you had, and maybe you can actually help them. But of course, the best advice I could give anyone is to just make sure you surround yourself with people who support you. A support system when losing weight, in anything in life, is so important. Someone you can talk to. So it's awesome to surround yourself with people who actually genuinely care about what you're trying to do. If you don't have anyone in your personal life, let's say everyone in your life does not want to see you lose weight, the best place ever you can go is online. So a lot of you guys know how my Instagram started. So my Instagram started as a regular old fucking weight loss account. Like I said, I didn't, you know, struggle with people sabotaging me, but I was very shy at the beginning of my weight loss, and I didn't want to tell any of my friends. So I ended up creating the Jordan Shrinks account solely so I could talk to people who also wanted to lose weight. You know, I wanted to meet like-minded people. I wanted to reach out for support, and it was like the best support system I could have had, because everyone was doing the same thing. You know, we all had the same goal. We all had different ways of doing it. You know, like I was vegan, I was following people keto, like from every fucking diet. And it was just nice to have that community. Like, the internet is such a wonderful place, guys. And like, if you're not interested in starting an Instagram account, like you don't really want to document anything, a really good place that I suggest is Reddit. So there's a subreddit called Lose It, and it's basically just people asking questions about weight loss. It's a great community, like people posting transformation pictures, but it's much less like social media-esque, because like social media is social media, right? Like a lot of booty pics, a lot of whatever, like highlights, the best of everything. And I definitely recommend you look into that if you are someone who just likes to read other people's experiences. If you want to do a post and be like, hey guys, like my mom's being a fucking dick, she keeps making me cake when all I want to do is eat salad, like what should I do? Like, they will give you like genuine reactions, because these people, just like me, have dealt with this shit, right? Like, we've all been through something, whether it's someone sabotaging you, whether it's someone, you know, making snarky comments at your new body or at the body you want, like whatever, like we've all dealt with it. So there are people out there who want to help you. But yeah, guys, so that is it for this video. I just really wanted to drive home the fact that, like, through anything in life, there are going to be people who do not support you. There are going to be people who try to sabotage your success. There are going to be people who don't want to see you succeed. And the best thing you can do in reaction or in response to those people is to just keep your head down and keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, guys, so that is all for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching it all the way to the end. That is it for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!